My career path has been non-linear, but all within the educational helping profession realm. I went to college very set on elementary education and took the fast track to do that. Of course, I was open to new experiences, and because of that, I ended up doing elementary education, being a substitute teacher for all areas, going to graduate school for educational leadership and policy analysis, and to be a school counselor, which I later did as part of an employment benefit that I got to do. It was something I always wanted to do. I taught in higher ed, I was an advisor, I used my teacher ed background to be a teacher ed advisor and clinical coordinator and teach in higher ed. I then put my foot in and dabbled in admissions and financial aid and athletics and met faculty and ended up as a director of advising. So I have taken a lot of sort of non-linear paths and continue to do so, but I think the biggest point of all of that is that I've been open to the things that let me make changes in that path that most directly benefited students and that piqued my interest at the time. And it was never because I stopped being interested or questioned what I was doing. It was just that I thought at the time there was something I should maybe pursue harder and maybe come back to something else at a later time. And so now I get to have this sort of fun puzzle to put together of how to be the best educator and student advocate possible. And there's lots of ways in which you can do that, which I think is another important thing for students to realize, is that there are a lot of ways you can get to the same thing, and there are a lot of different things that you can get to sort of with the same starting path. Yes, I'm so glad that you asked me that. As a high school student and college student and top in my class and options open, I remember being told, you know, why are you doing a lower paid position or a helping field, and you could do anything. And I think that that really just fueled the fire in me to go after what I thought was really important, but I had to have hard conversations with my family and friends who maybe were a little more financial driven than I was, to talk about how important my career choices were to me and how it was me that was going to be spending the bulk of my life at work, and how I wanted to be really excited about what I did every day and what a difference I could make. And I think that they absolutely supported me and came around, but they just wanted to be sure that they were kind of pushing that agenda as well. But I really understand how hard it is for students to justify that to family members, especially when college is a high cost. I don't believe I ever second-guessed my career choices. However, I always continue to critically examine them and figure out if I'm in the best place that I can be at the moment to utilize my skills and best support and advocate for students. And whenever I felt like there was something that was calling to me more, I've made a change. And so I've made a lot of changes, but largely within the education field, and I continue to do so and look for those need areas as a helper, as in a helping profession, to see where I can best serve. Yeah, I think I would give them the advice to get involved, get as many experiences as they can, be engaged as a student, join student organizations, go to events on campus, take on leadership opportunities, go with your friends, take classes you didn't think you would take before, go to office hours, meet your professors and actually hear about what they're doing. See if they wrote any books, and do lots of informational interviews if you can, because you might be really certain about the path that you want or not at all, but having the more experience, the more exposure to new things, and more conversations with people really doing the work that you might be interested in, so you have a good sense of what that looks like, not just some abstract idea or maybe what your parents maybe helped you think about, or family members or friends, so that you can make informed decisions and that you can make changes quickly and with agility along the way, because realistically, most students are going to make a lot of changes, and that's okay, whether it's during college or grad school or in the course of their career, and that's totally fine and totally great. But I think having kind of a sense of yourself and what kinds of things you like and are good at early on is going to be really helpful.